Everybody who was here yesterday, welcome back. And for everybody who showed up for this day, welcome. It's gonna be fun. We went over a lot of my kind of ideas and concepts yesterday. What we'll do today is we'll review some of that stuff, and then we'll transfer over into some more MMA specific techniques and moves and mentalities that I also like to apply to my own skill, and I'll share them with you guys today. Yesterday I went over a lot of just like my idea with like range finding and how important that is. Before you even worry about attacking your opponent, you should just really be comfortable in establishing range. So we'll be kind of reviewing a lot of that today and showing you how you can continue to apply that to some other counter striking techniques, and also to be able to grab or grapple or clinch your opponent. Like I said yesterday, I didn't really shoot double legs. I've got 0 takedown attempts in my career, but if I do need to close the distance, I'll use clinch or try to grab someone to be able to take control. So thank you guys for showing up. I'm happy to be here. Today's gonna be a fun day. And how we started off yesterday was with shadow boxing. So it's just kind of like how I like to warm things up. We'll do 3 rounds of shadow boxing. So find a spot here in the gym that you're comfortable with, and then we'll do 3-minute rounds of shadow boxing. And while the shadow boxing's happening, I'll be calling out some stuff. Maybe I see it around the room. Maybe it's specifically for you, but no matter what, I'm going to call it out. And just let it be in your mind while you're shadow boxing. You know, it might be a question or something. Just keep asking yourself these questions, and let's get warmed up. Just be your free space. Open your mind. Open your body. Get creative. Fight. Round one. Finish the fight strong. Finish the round strong. Use the minute to recover. No push-ups today. 20 seconds. All right, so remember when I was saying yesterday, and for those of you who are here today, it's not too complex. I feel like you'll be able to adapt fairly easily. But yeah, so just now we were shadow boxing. I was saying, like, keep your hands up, treat it like a real fight. Use your blocks, you know, stay loose. Use your combinations. Same thing. When you have a guy in front of you, finding your range it can be as simple as that. Instead of just staying here and waiting for the guy, you know, to do something, or just standing here and then throwing a kick without knowing the range, just like that. I didn't know my range. I went for a kick and James could have hit me. That's because I'm not really trying to, I wasn't using my range finders, which can be my hands or my feet. With hands, ways that I like to find range are I'll just either tap, so at least I know his hand's here. So I'm not gonna be able to punch him because that's how far he is away from me. Like, his hand is there. So I know, that's letting me know, okay, if I want to punch him, I'm gonna have to come forward. Here, I don't necessarily know. Everything is chance. And the chances go lower if I'm not connected with him. So you can touch like this. If he's not putting his hand out, then I can just, okay, now I know. You just use this as like an antenna, okay? Another way is, if he has his hand out like this, you can grab. That's another way, just like be able to know your range. A lot of guys these gloves are not the best, but in MMA, like you can grab the hand. You see it a lot. Alex Pereira, all these guys, they'll grab the front hand, kind of lock here. That lets you know, if here, then we're in distance. I can either push it down, jab. I can, if my hand can touch your hand, most likely my leg can touch your body, things like that. So the other way is, I'll usually just shadow box and I'm just moving around him. I'm doing combinations. It's more like touching. I'm not actually committing to attacking him yet. This pace is more just like, okay, this is keeping him back. You can do the same thing. Well, yeah, look, yes, this is range finding here. He knows that he can't really hit me just yet. Okay, that's how I want the pace to be now for just a few minutes to keep you guys warmed up, okay? Then, once we're done with that, I'll have you guys start to add in 1 or 2 significant strikes at your time, okay? First, get comfortable with this. You can do the same thing, James. Yep. And then on your choice, you throw a significant strike. And boom, okay, cool. I'm gonna eat it, I won't respond. Now it's my turn, yep. Okay, that's how I kind of want it to look just for now, and then we'll build from there. So find a partner that you're comfortable with and just work that a little bit. Start to get warmed up. All the way back to guard. In this, it's kind of like you're using this as like, you see, yeah, like, and you can use both hands. Yeah, you're kind of keeping me in control. Look, like this one. See, I'm not necessarily attacking you or like shadow boxing. I'm more like, these are my antennas. Like, where are you at? Where are you strong at? Boom, oh no, boom, boom. You get what I mean? Like, you're playing with my guard. Yeah, push it down hard sometimes. Like, yeah, now you know kind of where you're at. Boom, yeah, touch. Oh, nice. In Muay Thai, like my trainer, he kind of calls it like check your range, check your distance. You see, like, yeah. I'm like this, I'm like, I can kind of check. Guys, quick break, stay where you are. But for those of you that may be a little bit confused, I just thought of a way to explain it. So let's say like right now, we'll step to this side a little bit, James. Yeah, so right now, James and I are like, we're not in striking range really. I can't touch him, he can't touch me. So this is perfect kind of like shadow boxing range, right? But if I start to feel like he's coming closer, I want to imagine like I'm creating like a wall in front of us with that's like the pressure that I'm using with my hands to create for him from start moving forward to keep him back. Right? I'm like, no, stay back, stay back, stay back. Right? I'm still like outside of the distance, I'm shadow boxing, kind of showing him like, no, dude, stay back. But if I feel him coming forward, then I'm kind of like, it's like a guard, like pushing him back almost. I'm not attacking, but I'm like letting, like this is still like, okay, he's closing in the range. Okay, range. I'm keeping him kind of like at range. I'm not allowing this to collapse and him gain distance on me and this arm collapsing. But I'm also not like reaching out. You get me? It's like, it's like finding the healthy balance. So here I'm in the pocket. I'm kind of throwing strikes, but as soon as I feel like maybe he's gaining, I'm like, palm up. I'm kind of like blocking that lead hand. If he does end up crossing, it doesn't change. I'm blocking here, or if, yeah, that was the same thing. So yeah, I'm still like this is still guarding me, but I'm like, I'm keeping this blocked. Boom, boom, boom. Does that make sense?
Something you do because the MMA gloves can't really double cover so much? Or?
Well, MMA gloves can double cover to some extent, but it hurts. You know, like even if I'm blocking here, a head kick, a punch, there's not much protection there. You get what I mean? And I've learned in the worst ways possible that like when I cover up, it really just it gives the signal of like, attack me, you know? And when I cover up here, it's like, boom, people want to attack me. And they'll do anything. They'll attack my guard. They'll attack my body. You know, both Alex and Yuri, you know, there was just points where I was like, swing, weird, boom. And I wasn't, no, back up. I wasn't using my guard. I was more like, I had to watch it over and over and then practice like, no, I got to keep these guys at range so it's helpful. Yes, exactly. Keep those hands out. Keep them out. Keep them away. Keep them away. Boom. Keep them out. Keep them out. Yeah. Keep those hands away. Boom, boom, boom. Good job. Good job. Use your legs to check the distance too. Not necessarily to kick, but to check your distance. Make it make contact, yeah. Stance, orthodox? Yeah. Same thing, look. See, you start. Oh, sorry. Is your lip okay?
No, fine.
Oh, okay. You sure?
Yeah.
Should have made you sign a waiver. No. So look, what he asked me is like, I'm used to fighting guys with open stance. Yes, it's easier to maintain this distance control with an open stance, but it doesn't make any difference if the stance is closed. Okay? Maybe the only difference is there's a lot more space between our power sides. But here, I don't want to like then start to cover up here or just to be flat-footed and just go ahead and start attacking and just rely on my defense here. Okay? I still want to have this like, I'm creating this wall, right? What's your name? Kenny? Yeah. Kenny mentioned something earlier. He's like, when I was telling him, a lot of my trainers, my Muay Thai trainers will tell me to check. And when I check, it means like check my distance, right? And then he made a gesture like, you'll see Thai fighters kind of like doing this movement. If you don't understand what's happening, it kind of just looks like a movement. But in reality, they're like using their arms in a motion to where they're ready to check, they're ready to block. If someone's coming at them, they're like even willing, like ready to push or like ready to grab. This is like, I'm creating this wall. I can elbow. When my hands are like this, up elbows, boom. I can push, I can control, I can sweep, I can block. But like this palms up kind of motion is something that I learned from Muay Thai that is a bit more helpful. Like this versus this. This here, yeah, I have like good jabs. I can do some crosses, but here, especially like in MMA, for me, it seems to give me a little bit more confidence and comfort, and I feel a little bit more protected versus like this. Here, I can do one hand, I can keep here. If he throws a hook, I can block it here. I can kind of play a little bit more versus if I'm like this and all I can really do is just block and attack, if that makes any sense. So when you are close stance, you can still use the same kind of concept. You can block this front hand, you can block the back one. And like I said, there's a mixture of range finding type of things. If I can touch his hand, that's good. I know that, especially if it's close stance, if I can touch him with my right hand, 9 times out of the 10, I can land this calf kick, especially if I'm in an athletic stance. So if we're here and I'm just like this and I can touch this, then I can touch the calf with no problem. I don't have to like, try to do it. Like I can just play this hand game. Boom. I can play the hand game here. If this hand touches, most likely this leg's already loaded and all I have to do is send the kick to the body or send the kick to the leg or send the kick to the head, okay? It's a concept for us to kind of work with. The other thing, feints, the importance of feints. So just now we've been just kind of range finding and adding in some significant strikes when we can. Now what I want to do is add some combinations mixed in with feints, okay? Jamal, during that fight, he had to switch because while he was southpaw, I started eating up that calf, the front calf. And then he switched to orthodox. When I hit him with this combo, he was orthodox, but it does work when it's closed stance, okay? So is there anybody who's going with somebody open stance, or is everybody pretty much closed stance here with your partners? Is it closed? Okay, cool. So we'll work it closed. We'll go orthodox just for the hell of it. Okay. So in order for significant strikes to really be like significant, the best way to get them to land is to set them up with either a feint or maybe attack low if you're gonna go high, or if you're gonna go low, attack high first and then end low. It's very like basic, but proven to work for many, many years now, okay? So with your partner, we'll do 3 for 3, but one person's gonna do this. You're gonna keep your guard, okay? You'll get good range. I'm gonna keep my rangefinder here. On my command, like on my choice, I'm gonna throw the 1-2, okay? So he's gonna guard here. Cool, I'll throw the 1-2, boom, and I'll come back to my position, okay? Now, after the 1-2 and I come back to my position, we'll go kind of back to the range finding, and when it's time, I'm gonna throw the 2 to the body and step back, okay? And then we'll go back, I'll go back to range finding. So now he already expected the 1-2, so I went 1-2 and I came back, boom, then 2 to the body. Now I'm gonna 2 head, okay? It mixes up the guy's response when you do it at that kind of cadence, okay? So the first one was a 1-2 to the head, and then I came back. And then I came 2 to the body. And then I went 2 to the head, okay? When you land the 2 to the body, like I said, just like when you check the distance on your kick, most of the time, if this is able to land or touch anywhere, this back leg can follow it, okay? To the leg, or to the calf, to the leg, or to the head. So I get him to think about the 1-2 first, boom. I come back, boom, to the body. He's gonna think that I'm going to the body again, because I am, but he doesn't know that this leg's loaded to come up to the top. Make sense? You try it, James? So 1-2 to the head first. Yep, more on your toes, okay? Yeah, bounce around, yep. 1-2 out, out. Look, after your 1-2, come back out. Right after it lands, okay? Go. boom, nice, it landed. Then 2 to the body, just 1, boom, nice. And then 2 to the body, high kick, boom, boom. Okay, it doesn't give me time to react. Make sense? So try one more time. 1, 2 first, then out. Boom. It doesn't give me time, like, I know it's coming and it's hard to see. Okay, so you guys work that a little bit back and forth and see how it works for you, and I'll come around and answer any questions, okay? And then we'll build on it. You're gonna be here, it's gotta be light on your feet, okay?
Yeah.
So if it's gonna be open stance, you're gonna make sure that you're not just standing here, you're range finding first. When you make the decision that you wanna throw your 1-2, you throw the 1-2 and then come back, okay? Then you come back to your range finding, then you throw the 2 to the body and then come back, okay? And then on the third one, you're gonna throw the 2 to the body, but this leg is gonna come up. If you need it to just come to the body, that's fine. But after you've made connection with the body punch, you throw the kick after, okay? Make sense? Let's see it. That kind of around the room. So one of the explanations that I said is like the punch to the body, or no matter what, the right hand or the hand that's before the kick, it has to connect. The reason why is because it's instantly telling the brain that something is happening in that area. Whether it hurts or not, it's a constant like signal to the brain, right? If I touch your arm, that's telling your brain that I'm touching your arm. So if I touch your body, you're registering that like your body's being touched. You haven't been kicked in the head yet, or you haven't been kicked in the leg yet. So the first thing is like, oh, something touched me there. Bang! Oh, I didn't know that was coming. Versus like, if I just sell a feint and I don't hit you, you go like that, you might flinch, but nothing touched you. So it's like, you might still be able to react. Like, oh, boom. But if something touches you, it just makes it seem like, oh, and then the leg, or like, oh, my leg. So it's got to touch first, if that makes sense. The power doesn't matter. If you throw a hard one, good on you. If it lands, it lands. But the idea is like, you just want to make connection first, right? So I want, like, when I connect, like, boom. Okay, that one I didn't connect, so I need to commit a little bit more. See, first you felt that, and you're like, oh, boom. Okay, it's the follow-up that counts. All right, so make sure that you're making connection. Okay. I want to continue to talk about like this right hand or left hand if you're southpaw, but the importance of it and mixing in the feints. Okay, so if you have an opponent that maybe doesn't attack much, or maybe like a power puncher, and you know that they're just looking to throw big shots, it's not necessarily like they're light on their feet, they're more that like stationary guy that's like kind of scary. You know that something big's gonna come, so you've got to move in, you've got to move out to be able to save yourself. So what I'll do now is we'll range find. So James, just like yeah, you're gonna just kind of your posture is gonna be active, like you're kind of threatening, like you're gonna throw big punches. Okay, I'm still range finding. Boom. Too low, range find, 2 here, range find, 2 low. This is just, I just want you guys to range find, connect that 2, connect the low kick, connect any type of kick, like whether it's the low, whether it's the mid, add in the feints, see if the guy's gonna bite on it, but get used to that motion of the kick following up after the punch makes connection. Does that make sense? Is that clear? Connect that too. It's important. Connect it. Don't be afraid. He's okay. Nice. Yeah, you're not like, it's not like a power shot. It's an extension. You get what I mean? It's like, because now my hip's back here. So now literally all I have to do is just rotate. You get what I mean? So I'm not like, oh, it's just like, I'm like, why? Because it's helping me. It's kind of like helping me turn. When you throw a kick, you have to turn your shoulder, a proper kick. Remember yesterday I was telling you, like, don't crunch like this. When you throw a proper kick, you need to turn. So it's like, it's just helping you to bring that hip over. That's all it is. Good. Keep your balance. Nice. Good job to go low. That's how you find out your distance. That's perfect. My uke. Cool. Yesterday what I was showing, we'll go over this lightly. I was saying, like, in my career, I haven't shot in any takedowns. I do that because I'm not necessarily like a wrestler, but I do, if I want to take a guy down, most likely I'll try to catch his kick and take him down that way. Hasn't happened in a fight yet, but in practice, it happens all the time. My favorite way to do it is based off of a body kick. So guards up, James will throw left or right body kick. And this hand, my lead hand is making this like C or J motion, whatever, but it's coming up and catching this leg. The best part is more like kind of closer to the Achilles, but you don't have to be so like meticulous. Just catch the leg by using like a C or like a J type sweep, but keep this guard hand up, okay? Keep this guard hand up, don't reach, just keep it up to block. Some guys like this cross block here. A lot of guys lean into it, but I like to just keep this one here and do this kind of sweep catch, okay? So here, once I have this, yes, I'm open to get punched. He can throw a right punch, whatever, but the idea is I'm not gonna stay here. Once I've caught the kick, I switch my hips back and get control of it here. Remember what I said, the higher I raise that leg, the easier it is for me to take him down. If I keep it low like this, he's got a lot of weight on that back leg. The higher I bring it, the harder it is for him to maintain his balance. He's got to bounce on his foot here, okay? If I want to hit a takedown from here or a trip, I make sure that this leg's high and I can attack that back leg and use my thigh to bump his thigh here. Okay, that's an option. Or I can catch it and I can just lift it up and get him off me. I can catch it, it slipped. I can catch it, put it here, grab a body lock, but I don't have to shoot a double leg in order to kind of like slow down the space, or slow down, like if I'm getting struck and I don't know what else to do and my striking's not working, all I essentially have to do is wait for him to throw a kick and catch it, and then I can just bring it in, close the distance here, okay? That's an option. We did that yesterday, but we're gonna excel into something else against the cage. So it's very similar concept. Yep. When we're here on the cage, guys, we'll see it a lot when we watch UFC fights. Guys will come here for the double and they're trying to bounce and take the guys down here, and it's just a struggle here. And guys start getting their heads pushed down, and if you're not a wrestler, it's very tough to be down here. Wrestlers know a lot of different techniques on how to deal with this situation, but I just don't like having my back bent or even my legs bent, I don't feel strong down here. That's not my background, okay? So if I do get a guy against the cage, I do like to at least put my arm around his back. If we get here and we're tangled up, I'll get it here. So a lot of the times we get here, head position is very important. Head under the chin is always better. If my hand is here on this underhook, I like to get it around the waist and put my pressure here. My shoulders up against his, and I don't let him get this head position here. Usually who has the lower head position has the control, okay? So my idea is I'm getting my hand around his waist, and I'm getting my head under his and pushing the pressure up, okay? Wrist control. Don't just leave this one dangle. I like this here, okay? You can land knees inside the legs. Boom. Knees to the body. Obviously, he's gonna provide, yeah, he's gonna do some like resistance. He's not just gonna be here, right? A lot of the times they will throw that knee up to block.
Oh.
Yeah, they'll throw the knee up to try to break the grip, right? But what I'm looking for right now is the perfect, and I'm safe here. But guys, come around this way for me if you're on that side of the room. So this is like takedown mixed with like a Muay Thai sweep, okay? So let's say we do get into something, we pummeled, and now I'm here. Okay, I'm looking to drop, get my chin under, or my head under his chin, and I've got my hand around his waist, and I've got here. So now I'm comfortable. He's probably gonna be moving around, but like I said, what I'm looking for is this foot here. If he steps it up like anywhere close to me, perfect. Kick it up and pass it straight to my hand. Look. Okay? Try this, James. I'm gonna let James do it so you guys see it's not fluky. Like this is something that really works. So James has wrist control here. Yep, we've gotten against the cage. Boom, he's pushed me here. He's got head control. It's under my chin. If he's pushing this pressure here, I've got this. I'm in a bad position. The only thing I can really do here is try to fight this wrist off and try to move. But as soon as you see my foot like this, yep, get behind.
This is enough already?
Yeah, that's enough. Go lower.
So.
And you don't have to grab my ankle. You can grab my thigh. What you're doing is just trying to get this leg. As soon as this leg's light, yeah, you can grab that. Pull it up. Okay, now keep this pressure around my hip, okay? And once this is up, yeah, you can kick the bottom of my foot and pull me down same time. And then look, cross that knee over, boom. This is a bad position for me to be in, okay? Look, now this knee, put it in between, like cross it over here. Yep, over, no, this way. Through, yeah, look at that. And now step over again with this foot. Nope, look that way. Yeah. Look. Yeah, you're in mount.
Yeah.
It's an instant mount position. Let me show on you so you guys can see. And then I'll go around and help you guys with whatever wall space. So look, my hands are around his back. My head's under his chin. I've got this here, okay? Here is gonna be a little bit of a fight. He's gonna be working to get out, okay? As soon as I feel the right time, I just feed this leg up. I don't have to grab his ankle. I just switch this, look. I can grab the thigh. And I don't have to necessarily lift him. All I have to do is this hand that's on the waist, I just pull him down. Okay? Now what I was saying is this is considered dope mount. So look, this knee touches this one. And I'm right there. Easy pass, okay? I understand this might be a little bit complex, but I want to help you guys to be able to just see how easy the takedown part is, okay? So, try it again. So,
kicking, or it's kind of just like...
It's a push. The kick is just gonna be like that'll be more like a contact. So kind of like feed it, you know, sweep it up. So look, grab my hip, lock this in, make sure you get head control. So you're kind of pushing me up. The more you push me up, the lighter I'm on my feet.
Yeah.
If you're putting good head pressure, I'm not gonna wanna sink down because that hurts. I'm gonna stand up to relieve the pressure. Okay, I'm gonna be trying to move out. That's the perfect time. And then all you have to do is drag me down. You don't have to pass the dope mount. You can literally stay there and like punch or pass, but it's just another way to take down. My only other option from here is like, I'll probably try to roll, but you've got my back, and you know, whatever your specialty may be, jiu-jitsu, whatever, you can throw a hook in. There are more options. I'm just showing the entry to like a Muay Thai kind of sweep to a takedown. That's different than like, here, then your head push and trying to pull the guy to get a double leg. You can take a guy down by just being upright. It's like the opposite effect. You don't have to be down here. You push him up, because the more you push him up, look at my feet. The toes come off. I don't want to go down. If I go down, it's more choking pressure. Make sense? So for the sake of like wall space, let's do this. We'll kind of do like, we'll get James on the wall here, you on the wall, come here, you'll be here, and then let's get you here, boom. And then let's create 4 lines in front of these guys. Yeah, 4 single file lines, and we're gonna alternate. Feed that, yep, feed it, yep, you can grab right in there. Now and just really quick, I'm gonna have you do it again. It doesn't have to be a trip, okay? Once you get it, once you have this here, look, you don't have to sweep it like that. You're really just kind of feeding it to grab the thigh, and then you bring it to your hip. Now this, all I really need to do is just make sure that this foot's blocking, and then I just turn. Okay? It's more of a turn than it is like a sweep. Yep. Boom. Okay? Get your head up. You have to push him up. Yeah, get under. Yeah, like that. Yeah, get hip to hip. Yes, exactly. Now you have control. Now just turn and fall. Yep, if you want to go to the ground. If you want to be more stand up, you can do the same thing and just toss him and let him get back up if you want. But if you want him to go to the ground, then what you do is you have this leg, you have the hip, and this foot's here, and you just go. You bring him down. Bring him down to the ground. Okay? Not connected. So I'm thinking like pressure here. Okay? Now the more you start to move, that's how I know if this leg is free or not. So it's really just like, it's not a sweep, it's more like I'm just stepping around and feeding the leg to this hand like this. See what I mean? Now, once I've gotten this, I don't need to kick it. All I need to do is just bring this down and make sure that I block this. Boom. Okay? Now this position, when you have a guy crossed like this, dope mount is the easiest way to pass the mount from here. Look, I keep this underhook. I step my right knee over here. Okay? Left knee goes over. And this goes right there. The reason why I even started and developed this this like way to take down is because I was learning jiu-jitsu from one of Damian Maya's students. And then Damian Maya showed us this position that he calls dope mount, which is a way to transition to mount by crossing the body over. So, so once we've done the takedown, we ending up in this position right here where one leg is across the body, okay? His only option from here is that he can roll over into turtle. But the way that I stop him from rolling over into turtle is by making sure that once I've gotten this takedown, that I get an underhook and give shoulder pressure. Here, try to turn. He can't turn, he's blocked. This is a terrible position for him. But what this does is when I have my shoulder pressure and my head pressure up here, it frees me up to use my legs. So once this leg is crossed here, I use my left leg and step it in between his knees like this. And then I spread him out. Okay, now he's even in a worse position, but he still can't turn because I have this underhook and I have this shoulder pressure. Now what I do is hip switch and bring this knee over the leg into his body. And now all I have to do is climb up and I'm in mount. Okay? And all that whole time, he was trapped with his shoulders kind of flat to the mat. And there really is, it's a very, very hard way to like avoid mount. Like it's almost like if you're not strong or patient, like you almost have to accept that you're in mount and then work from there. Okay, so let's say you've taken me down and you're in this position here, right? You get that underhook and make sure that all of your pressure is here so that I can't turtle.
On the shoulder or on the neck?
Up. Yeah, just make sure, yeah, like you can even hold my shoulder down like this. Your whole job is to avoid from me making that movement. Okay? You don't want me to turn and be able to get to my knees. The only way to do that is by underhook and keeping me here. And you can even pin this arm down too. Yeah, but as long as, boom. Now, step that back leg over, this one, step it in between my knees. No, step it over. Like put your knees together. Put your knees together.
Yep.
Yep, and put them on the ground. See this?
Oh, right.
That's where you want to be. Yeah.
Some here and then
Boom. Now spread it out. Spread your legs. Now look. Now I'm really, like I'm screwed. I don't want to turn this way because I'm like doing like this weird hip split and I don't have the momentum to turn this way because both my legs are split. Now all you do is this knee, you step it over this leg and then put your knee into my body.
I use my hand to...
No, you don't need it. Look. Now I'm gonna try to fight it and just to show you guys how this works. So once you've gotten the takedown, you should be landing in this position, right? Now I'm here, you pin this arm, and now look, you just put your knees together. Look, I'm gonna fight. You step it over. There's not much I can do. My upper body and lower body are separate at this point. Once you pin my shoulders like this, I don't have much, like, I can't really do anything from here, which essentially ends up giving up mount. And that's why I kind of developed that takedown, because if I'm gonna use it, then at least it'll take me to a position that I could potentially end up in mount. Or if I miss it, let's say I get the takedown from the cage, like how I just showed, and the guy immediately starts to roll, but at least like I can start to roll in the turtle, or I can start to like kind of work hooks here. I can stay here and he's gonna fight his way up or whatever, and I can just like at least start to fight, like start a ground fight. So it's like if he just submits on the ground and I take him down and he lets me stay here, then I'll pin the shoulder and try to work to mount. If he starts to roll, then I'll like try to go into like throw a hook in, try to take his back, throw some punches, whatever. But it's like an effective kind of stand-up takedown. Does that make sense, guys? 10 o'clock. I'll leave like, let's work a defense off the cage for a few minutes. Now that you guys kind of seen that and the possibilities of a takedown. Any questions around that before we move on to the next thing? No? Okay, cool. James, so that was more of an offensive cage technique. We're gonna review it one more time. So yeah, we've gotten into this scramble, whatever. James' job is he's gonna get the hip control, get my head off the cage. Okay, I'm gonna try to fight off. You feed my leg up, grab my thigh. Boom, take me down. Yep, cool, all right, boom. I'm trying to get out, okay? It's a fight here. He's passed him out. Wow, fight's over, okay? That's one thing. Now, another option, like almost like a counter to that. When I get stuck in these positions and guys have me pinned against here, a lot of guys a lot of coaches or whatever, like they'll teach this thing where like, make sure your hands are flat or your feet are flat here. You drop your base. That's very good coaching. one thing a detail that a lot of coaches miss is that you should be moving here. Your feet should always be moving to create the space. There's always an outlet. So long as you're moving. So long as you stay. It might come off again, but okay. So overhooks always important, okay? But make sure you're doing your best to create space here. Do your underhook, you can get off. Cool, very basic MMA. You guys can learn that from your coaches in the future. But here's a technique that I like to use. Guys, got my wrist trapped, okay? You get your head pressure, cool. One thing that I like to do here is if he's got my wrist trapped, I don't want that. So I'll try to get mine back, okay? But what I like to do is with this underhook arm, whatever you have the overhook, the whizzer, I like to use it as like almost like a whip, okay? So if he's got pressure here and I've got a strong whizzer, I'll make sure that it's tight and I'll use it like a whip, okay? But this hand, I use this on the chin and push it up. So put some pressure on me. Boom, okay, here. I'll find it, I'll whizzer up. You push the chin up. Strong whizzer, you okay? Strong whizzer, kind of whip it to create the space. And this hand, the forearm, pushes the chin up. And then you switch your hips around. You try it on me, Jinx. Get your whizzer, boom. You can get your wrist position, cool. So boom, now you're in position. Do it again, I'll give you a little bit more resistance. Okay. Push my chin up more.
A little bit high.
Yep. It's terrible, but it's one of the easiest ways to get off the cage. Pin, the better. Lower. Yeah, the lower you get. So like, once you've struck him, so make sure you beat this wrist first. Boom. Yep. Struck him. Now transfer. Grab this shoulder now. Yeah. Now the lower you get, and you push that chin up. Oh, okay. Look, let me show you how it feels. Look. Boom. Okay. I've got control here. Look. I didn't realize that was hard. I'm like a bull in a china shop. My wife tells me all the time. That's so sorry. That's okay. No control. And you end up kind of surrendering the position. Nice.
We could also do that. Okay.
Get him up first. Get him up first. Yeah. Like let that sink in first.
And just taking me back like I'm off balance.
Yeah. Like tracking it down. Nice. Knee, elbow, sit. And pushing the chin up makes the turn even easier. Okay? So once I've broken this grip and I've gotten this hand in, I can either grab the wrist or I can grab the inside of the bicep here. Totally fine, whatever your coach prefers. So, shuck, get this. Now, once I'm here in this position, I'm gonna lean back down on this tight whizzer. Okay? This goes back here. Now this elbow just comes up. And then I can turn and it's so much easier. Like it's biting down on this here. That's so important. Okay? So the idea like that. Like karate.
How deep do you have the overhook yet, or you kind of have it like the hat, like I meant the hand, so like you like to have it deep, or you like to have it like?
I think it's honestly I think it's preference. So like let's say you have this here, right? And grab the cup this. Now, does this feel tight to you? Bite down on this. Yeah, that's good. Once you bite down on this, that's money. Now once you've gotten this across, before you even turn, bite down on this and push my chin up. Oh my God, that sucks. Now turn. 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 You've got control of this. I'm like crippling right now. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't use that bite down and push up this, then I'm still flat. I need this arm to be down and this to be up like that in order to like really feel like neutralized. Otherwise, it's just gonna be like both of us just going in a circle like this. I need you to really feel like you've turned me and I'm like stuck, okay? Try it a few more times, focusing on the bite down on the whizzer and the push up of the chin before you turn, and then we'll wrap it up. Try that a couple more times. Like 10 minutes left. We don't necessarily have to like sit down like we did yesterday, but I do want to leave this time open for like any like Q&A about technique or about anything like personal, whatever. I just want to use this last time to be able to like just connect on anything and answer any type of questions that anybody may have. Yeah.
There was one fight where you switched your stance to Muay Thai. I forgot against who.
Eric Anders.
Eric Anders. I'm not sure why you did that specifically against him compared to other fighters. Is there a reason why you suddenly decided to like switch to Muay Thai?
Yeah. So the reason why there were a couple different things. The reason why I decided to switch my style for that fight specifically was when I lost my fight to Johnny Walker. After watching, anytime I fight, especially and I lose, I watch the fight over and over again. And for that fight specifically, after I lost to Johnny Walker, I saw that like I didn't know anything about a Muay Thai clinch. So like everything I was learning in America about Muay Thai or about clinch was like all wrong. So I noticed that like when he clinched me, I was trying to dig under and dig under and dig under, and that blocked my hands and gave him the upper hand for him to elbow me. Boom. And that was the first time I'd ever been knocked out. So I kept watching, and I realized like, man, I don't know anything. So I went to Thailand to learn, like, how do I learn it the real way? And so I went to Thailand and I moved into the gym, and I was living in the gym at the time and kind of training how they did. I knew nothing about Muay Thai. So I was just like, I'm a student, show me whatever. And they were like, okay, go run, you know? And so I kept doing whatever they were doing. And during that time, UFC called me and they say, hey, we got a fight for you. This guy named Eric Anders, blah, blah, blah. So I looked at his style, and I'd only been training Muay Thai essentially. So I thought it was like, okay, well, this will be the perfect opponent for me to like showcase what I've been learning. And so that was really why. It's just like, that was the time in my life that I was in. And it just so happened that he was like a flat-footed kind of like this type of guy. So it was like the perfect opponent for me to showcase Muay Thai because he was so heavy on his legs. Yeah.
All right, similar question to yesterday, but obviously there's a lot of Muay Thai fighters that struggle with the transition to MMA, and obviously you're an example of someone with a Muay Thai background that didn't struggle so much. What do you think other fighters get wrong when they're looking to transition from a Muay Thai base to fighting MMA?
I think the biggest thing is trust.
Okay.
I just think that I feel like there's so many MMA fighters, especially at like lower weight classes, that may know more Muay Thai or even be better at Muay Thai than I am, but I just don't think that they trust that they can use it in MMA. You know, that's been my experience, and like even coaches that I've dealt with in the past, they don't even necessarily trust that Muay Thai works in MMA. Like my coach now to this day, John Wood, like he's like, dude, stop the Muay Thai stuff. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, like fuck you. Like, you know, I'm gonna do this. Like I like it. I'm passionate about it. I trust it. Like, so I think that like that's kind of the reason why like it's important to me and to my style to show some reflection of Muay Thai because of what it has helped me with from like just like my weight loss and it giving me, you know what I mean? Like it was the first martial art where I was like, wow, this is cool, and martial arts changed my life. So I feel like it's just I want to showcase Muay Thai. Maybe other guys don't really care, they want to showcase something else. But I do my best to like try to be some type of like representation of like the spirit of Thailand and of Muay Thai.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Is Christian Knowles someone that you want to keep working with?
I love Christian Knowles. Yeah, he's a great guy. He's got fight experience, he's got coaching experience. He's become like a really close friend of mine. It's very rare for a guy my size to find a trainer who's bigger than me, like Muay Thai trainer. And so like training with Christian is hard work, you know, like trying to keep him away from me. Oh, it's tough, man, you know? But like, and when I'm in Thailand, it's like, and my trainer's like, keep, and I keep, boom, and he's like, you know? But Christian, he's like, come on, keep, and I'm like, ugh, and I fall back. It only makes me stronger in the long run. So I can see myself working with Christian and being friends with him for a really long time. Yeah.
When you're fighting a wrestler, do you change your stats?
No, not necessarily. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I mean, like, I think I change. Yes and no. I change my stance at every fight. Like when I fought Carl Robertson, like I came out like super low. When I fought Eric Anders, I came out like this. When I fought Jamal Hill, I came out like this. You know, like every fight's different. But to me, that's the arts in martial arts and mixed martial arts. I feel like the art aspect of this has really been lost because the sport has outgrown the art, if that makes any sense. So like my part of like my vision and things that I want to accomplish within this sport is like really feeling like I'm becoming a martial artist. And when I go out and I fight, I want it to be something that like is creative and is appreciated and is beautiful. You know, like that's how I look at, you know, like when I watch my fights, I want to also be like, that was cool, or like look at like my art, because I grew up in a creative background. I was a musician, these things, and when I started fighting, I feel like that kind of stripped me of my like creative outlet. And so now I kind of look at fighting as my creative outlet. So every time I fight, or during my training camps, is like, that's where I'm like, okay, what do I want to do? What do I want to show? What do I want to channel? You know, what do I want the people to feel? Similar to like an artist working on his next painting. That's kind of how I like to approach it. So when I'm going with wrestlers, I usually like to be tricky, you know, and be like kind of more light on my feet and making them guess, because wrestlers don't necessarily like to get struck. So I'm like, yeah, you know, like just trying to mix it up a little bit. Yeah. Anything else? Yep.
What's your experience using Muay Thai clinch in MMA?
What's my experience? You know, it's a lot different using it in the fight and using it like in the gym and training, because the fight, like, there's not so much room for error or mistakes. But I am starting to feel myself be more like open to it. I in my last fight against Yuri, had I not been rocked and like actually like dizzy and like, okay, where am I think it would have been a little bit more effective. But I did get to a point where like when we were up against the cage, and I remember landing a really good elbow. He had the cross block, like he had the neck grab here, and I remember coming over the top of peel and then elbow over the top. And then when I was against the cage too, I remember doing like, you know, like the block extension, and I was like, okay here. So I like to use clinch a lot in my training, in my sparring. I like sweeps and stuff like that.
In
I like
Muay Thai
elbows.
clinch, they always teach you that feet very close together. But when you're doing the pommel, you shift your hips back.
Yeah.
I was fine with it. It's hard when you get here and I got to immediately adjust.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to teach. for instance, like just like an example, James, I'm gonna use it for a sec. So a lot of times in MMA, like, and why my coach, he's like, don't use Muay Thai because your hips are too far forward, you know? And if your hips are too far forward, then you're gonna get taken down. Well, in my opinion, that's not necessarily true. I feel like if my hips are back here, then how am I gonna get it back even further? Make sense? So if you shoot a double leg and my hips are already back, then like, how do I even get the momentum to push them back? But if my hips are here and you shoot a double leg, I can either block, but now I can collapse. Make sense? So like if my hips are here and you shoot a double leg, boom, boom. That gives me a little bit more time to react versus if they're already back, you shoot a double leg, now I'm like dead in the water. Make sense? So like same thing with clinch. If I'm pummeling here, if we're like in like a wrestling MMA pummel and they're saying get your hips back, you don't necessarily have to. You can dig for the underhook and have your hips in. It's actually a little bit better for you, and how I feel is better for me. And then we pummel here, and then like, you know what I mean? So it's like, it comes with experience. Like if you have a coach that's not necessarily like like a practitioner of Muay Thai, and they're more from a wrestling background, then most likely they're gonna tell you keep your hips back, and it's not wrong. It's just them sharing their expertise with you. You know what I mean? That's the cool thing about martial arts, and the frustrating thing is that like there really is no one way. It's just a bunch of us guys trying to figure out the best techniques to get to the belt. Cool. Does that answer your question? Yeah. Yeah.
So like now you've got like a team, you've got like a coach, you've got all the other training partners that you've like developed. So when you're getting feedback on your skill level, what you need to improve on, it's like quite clear. But like at the start of your career, when you're like just coming up, what were the kind of things that you were using to like judge like, oh, I'm getting better at this, or I'm actually, you know, I'm actually improving, or this is like a good benchmark? Like, is it all just like, oh, I smashed everyone in my gym, now I'm the best in my gym, that's the level? Or like, what were you using? Like, is it just like internal things? Is it people telling you? Because I'm sure you had like a lot of trainers at the start before you kind of came to now. Like, like what were you using? Like, especially at the start.
I've gone through a lot of different like phases. In the beginning, when I first started, I had a good amount of like attention from. Later, guys. See you later. Thank you so much for coming. Yes, thank you guys. Yes.
We gotta catch the fair.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Yep. In the beginning, it was I had some good coaches that were there, and they kind of gave me guidance and encouragement, stuff like that. So in the beginning, that was good. But there was this point in my career where, like, I wasn't getting the same attention, and that's what was my motivation. Is I didn't necessarily have this like encouragement, and I did kind of feel alone. And I was like, well, that must mean that I need to get better. That must mean that like I've got to improve. I've got to be faster. I've got to be able to keep up with, with the guys who are in the UFC, to be able to like have them pay attention to me again. So I did, you know what I mean? Like that was like kind of like that part where there was this time in my life where everyone was there for me, and then I wasn't necessarily the best in the gym because I moved to another gym that was like high level guys that had their coaches and stuff, and I'm just kind of like, okay, here I am. And
with your mentality be like, okay, now I'm gonna try to win every round. Like I'm gonna now I have to really motivate myself in my do. Like, because you gotta like balance. Like, am I gonna be like dick and just like smash everybody and try to win everything, or am I working? You know what I mean? Like,
got it.
Curious, like how you.
Got it. I didn't actually. That I feel like in MMA, that mentality of win every round is the best mentality to have. And I don't like winning every round doesn't mean that you have to be an asshole. But like if my mindset is I'm gonna win this round, and your mindset is I'm gonna win this round, then that means that the both of us are giving our absolute best. And when you're in a gym of people that you trust and that are actually like good people, then it's not like asshole moves and like elbows and knees with no knee pad to the head and stuff. It's like, no, but you guys are both dedicated to winning the round. and then like whoever wins, but at least you guys both gave your best. So I think for everybody, like the mentality when you come into this gym and when you're sparring and when you're training, it should always be win. It should, because that means you're giving your partner the best version of yourself, and then vice versa. Your partner's giving the best version of themselves, and then as a gym, as a unit, you guys elevate, and then next thing you know, the guys here who are professional fighters then have top level training partners, and then the coaches are now training people who are like, I want to win, or I'm here to win, and it just elevates everybody, But if everybody doesn't have that mentality, then you only get one or two guys that kind of come out of the gym, and you're just like, damn, I'm getting my ass kicked every day, no, you're here to win. You show up to the gym because you're dedicated to being better, to getting, whatever your dreams and goals are. You're here to do your best and be your best. So that's kind of like, that's my motivation now. And it's only been that way for, I'd say, like, probably the past 4 years, but it helps a lot. And I'm never an asshole to my partners. It's like, no, but I need you to understand that I have dreams. I want to be the champion, and I'm here to do my best. And if you're not, that's on you. I encourage you. Give me your best shot. I'll give you my best shot. And tomorrow, we're going to be better people, You, and then, yeah.
So when you're out of camp and you're focusing maybe more on improvement rather than training for a specific fighter, how much value do you see in trying to spar with people and have training partners that are either different weight classes to get different looks on speed versus power, and also people of different abilities? Obviously it's a bit different now, you're kind of at the top, but especially when you're coming up, the value in maybe fighting people that are worse than you so you can experiment more versus people that are better than you so you just see better looks. Do you always try and find someone that's kind of your level, or do you want to try and find these sort of different looks?
Outside of camp, I train with like everyone. Outside of camp for me is not out when I'm not in training camp. It's like now I'm in like real like student mode. I get to be like a kid again. I get to go to Thailand and train and take class. Like, oh, I'm gonna be there for 5 o'clock training class. Yeah, and everyone's like, oh shit, this guy's here. Like, yeah, I'm a student like you. I'm jump roping, 10 minutes before the round 2. Like, there's no privilege. So, like, essentially, in short, like, yeah, I train with everybody out of camp. I use it to sharpen, to learn new tools. I've learned stuff from people who like literally aren't even professional fighters. Maybe have like a Taekwondo background or Kempo or something, and I'm like, that's kind of cool. Like, show me that, Like, so it's my time to observe and learn different things. And then when it's camp time, then that's when I'm like, okay, I only need serious guys, that are willing to be here, show up every day on time, and help me to get the job done. Yeah.
First, it's absolutely unreal having you here. I think we were all fans before this. We're bigger fans because we can see the passion that you bring. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you.
My question, the nastiest thing that I have seen is that oblique kick, where you absolutely shattered that guy's knee.
Yeah.
How do you drill it? Like, do you practice it? Maybe if James wants to step in for a demonstration, but we would love to actually see, like, what's your thought process behind it?
No, in all honesty, did I drill it? No. Not really. There were like a couple of times in training where I saw that it was where like I just kind of tested and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. I've seen John Jones do it before. In a past fight, my leg started getting damaged. The fight before that, my leg started getting damaged, and I was like, wow, that's really effective. And so like that sparked my interest in that technique. But it was more like an on-the-fly thing. At that time, that fight to me, I felt like if I were to lose that fight, then my career would have been in jeopardy. And so I also wanted to make a statement and show that like I'm a serious competitor, because that was a time in my career too where I felt like I was getting overlooked, and the UFC was giving me fights that I felt like I deserved better fights than this, but it was kind of like my emotional response, like, okay, then like, you guys aren't like playing fair, then I'm gonna be nasty about it, and I'm not proud of it. Like, you know, that thing happened, and it took me months to like to heal from that. I felt very terrible. I got like some crazy responses and stuff, and like I did after the fact, I did feel bad about doing it. But I had some, you know, kind of therapeutic sessions about it to be able to come to peace with it. Yeah, it's a very dangerous technique. It really is. But it's crazy because since then we've seen a lot of people now kind of using it and threatening it, not to that extent. But not to say like anyone, like I'm not saying like, yeah, go out there and like oblique kick people, but in MMA it's like it is legal and it did present itself. And the way was that during the rounds I saw that like when this guy jabbed, he wasn't like on his toes. When he jabbed, he went like this every time. He was like a reacher, like that. And in the moment, I felt it. I felt that he was gonna reach like that. So as soon as I saw him like make that movement, I just, and then that happened, and the rest was history. Cool. Great.
Awesome.
Yeah, before we go, guys, honestly, this has been really cool. I wish I was staying in Hong Kong longer. I'd come every day and we'd, you know, as many days as I could, and we'd go over more. You guys have all been like really cool, really like receptive to the stuff that I showed you guys. I've seen a lot of smiles, I've seen a lot of laughing, and a really good time. And to me, training should be fun, but also have an element of like, you know, this is like serious, and I'm dedicated to this. So I'll remember this forever. You guys have made a huge impression on my heart, and I hope to be here again soon. Thank you guys. Yeah.
I wanted to thank Sean, who have set this up, and then obviously after speaking with me the whole time.
Sean and my wife Mia.
I've been speaking with me the whole time.